All right. Happy Thanksgiving, at least a day early. That's why we're doing this today, so that everyone can eat and enjoy and live their lives on Thursday as it is meant to be. Welcome to the stream. A couple notes. You probably already saw this because you're on the internet watching this show right now, but the Ravens-Steelers game, the only good game, scheduled for Thanksgiving, final game of the day, number 3, has been postponed to Sunday. So we only have 2 games tomorrow, or today if you're watching this on Thanksgiving. Lions, Texans, Cowboys, Washington. Good news. We've got college football bets as well. Although we're not making any for Thursday's card. We got a Friday game and 2 Saturdays. So we're going to work through the card on Thanksgiving, go over some notes. I do have some picks. I have at least one game I'm staying away from. And then we'll talk some college football, take some questions if anyone's interested. I should check to see. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. And we'll go from there. So let's start with this. Monday night, the recap, not good, 1-3. Mike Evans under receiving yards cashed. Chris Godwin over, just missed. Got close late. That 3 and out, or the last Brady interception, maybe would have had a shot, but no sour grapes. It's a loser. We had the Bucks, and we were closing a tease with the Chiefs. Those are the 3 losers. 1-3 for Monday. 89, 117, and 1 since we started the stream. Not good. Cold streak continues. Continues in a big way. Got to get ready to start making that push, or we're going to get back to even. So, recap, or just a reminder, I should say. I should actually tuck this in the shirt, make it look a little bit classier. You would think. Next stream is going to be Sunday morning, like it is every Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. Then we'll have the Sunday afternoon stream that previews Sunday Night Football. That goes live at the conclusion of the final afternoon game. So as soon as that last afternoon game goes final, we go live and we preview the Sunday night game. And then we'll be back Monday, Eagles, Seahawks. Hooray! That is 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So let's get into this. I'm first off, I'm not even going to bother with Baltimore-Pittsburgh anymore. I had a conversation about the weather, the injuries, COVID, and all that other stuff. Since the game has been postponed to Sunday, we'll just address it Sunday morning, right? We'll just talk about it then, and it'll be a part of the regular card. So we got 2 games we're dealing with here. Lions-Texans to start it off, Dallas-Washington, game number 2. We don't have to worry about weather in either. As far as injuries concerned, it's kind of moot to talk about it now. We'll see an injury practice report later today, and then tomorrow the inactives will be announced. So keep your eyes out, obviously, for all of that stuff. Line moves. So let's start with Houston and Detroit. Look ahead line, there was no spread on this. I think it was the Stafford injury that was keeping people away, so they didn't post a line. When the line came out at the beginning of this week, it was Houston minus 2.5. And it worked itself up to Houston minus 3, which is where it currently stands, rather quickly. Total has come down just a little bit. It was 52. It's moved down to 51.5. So not a ton of action there. I will be playing Detroit plus 3. That's just the first pick right out of the gate. And I think I have a second pick in this one as well. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. So let's workshop this a bit. The Texans rank dead last in the NFL in run defense. They rank dead last in the NFL in takeaways. They only have 5 takeaways this season, right? Not exactly an opportunistic defense. They rank 23rd in scoring defense. On the road this season, they're 1-4 straight up and 1-4 against the spread. So defensively, they're a mess. On the road, they're not very good. Yet they're going on the road on a short week, just a few days to get ready for this game since it's a Thursday game, and they're laying a field goal. Now, if they were playing the Jets, I could understand that. But they're playing the Lions. The Lions aren't much better than the Jets, but they're still better. So you have to question some of this for a second, right? That's part of the reason I'm playing the Lions. I think the Lions a little bit out of whack. I think the fact that it's at a field goal, I'll happily take that. Detroit was humiliated last week in Carolina. And that's probably part of the reaction here with this point spread, right? They go to Carolina. They don't score a single point. Teddy Bridgewater doesn't even play. It's as pathetic a performance as you're going to see, right? Zig when other people are zagging. So everyone's going to look at that and they're going to say this team sucks. By and large, they're correct. Houston, meanwhile, beats New England. And even though New England isn't great this year, we just watched them win on Sunday night a couple weeks back against the Ravens. They had won that Monday game against the Jets. Not impressive by any stretch, but in a 6-day stretch, they had ripped off 2 victories, kind of climbed back into it. So the point I'm getting at here is I think people look at Houston and they remember recency bias. We talked about this before. People see Houston wins that game. They think Deshaun Watson. They like Houston. They see the Lions. Lions are never good. They just got blanked in Carolina. They should get crushed here. Remember something, and this is from Joe Osborne at Oddshark. It's a great nugget. Last 5 years, teams coming off a shutout are 17-5 against the spread. 17-5 against the spread. Why? Probably because they're a little bit undervalued. And 2, because they were embarrassed. Right? These guys do have pride. This is a nationally televised game on Thanksgiving at home in front of the entire country. And they're not going to want to go out there and look like fools. Maybe they go out there and look like fools. They've done it before on Thanksgiving. It could be a terrible game. It could be a terrible performance. But given everything I laid out, plus the 3 points, the fact that they're getting 3, a full field goal at home, I'm going to be on the Lions. So that's pick number 1 for tomorrow. Pick number 2, same game, Lions plus 110 to win the first quarter. You can get plus 130 or 40, but that's a 3-way market, meaning if it lands on a tie, if it's 7-7 or 3-3, you lose the bet. So I'm just going to take the Lions where it's plus 110. So main reason for this, 2 key reasons for this. Number 1, Lions have been good in the first quarter this year, believe it or not. They're 9th in first quarter scoring. They're 11th in first quarter points allowed. Okay. What's Houston? Houston is 28th in first quarter scoring and 18th in first quarter points allowed. So Detroit has thrived in the first quarter, and they've played decent enough defense, and Houston has not. Meanwhile, and again, back to this point, Houston is overvalued, and they're traveling. It's a short week. Like, it's the perfect excuse for them to be sluggish coming right out of the gate. Like, perfect excuse if they're sluggish. 4 days to turn around and get ready for this game off the huge New England win. Detroit jumps on him here. I like that one as well. So we just need to win the first quarter. If it's a tie, it's a push. If they lose, it's a loss. But Detroit plus 110 to win the first quarter. Those are my 2 bets in the first game. So, okay, that's where we stand there. Second game, Dallas and Washington. So this line opened, Dallas was -1 on the look ahead. And when the line came back out on Sunday night, the Cowboys had just beaten the Vikings. Washington had beaten the Bengals, and it was up to Dallas -2.5. Now it's at Dallas -3. So I don't have a pick on the side. I would tell you that I lean to Dallas. 4 or 5 weeks ago when these two met with Dalton at quarterback in Washington, Dallas was laying a point on the road. Now they're only laying 3 at home. They were actually laying less earlier in the week. I think there might be an opportunity there. A lot of people are talking about Washington's defense and how good of a unit it is. It's not bad. But a couple weeks ago, let me bring this up. They did just give up 30 points at Detroit 2 weeks ago. Same Lions team that got blanked in Carolina last week scored 30 on these guys 2 weeks ago. Washington on the road, too, 0-4, losing by an average of 8 points per game. Dallas going to lose to this team twice this season? I don't know. Laying the 3, though, I'm not very confident. We talked about it. If I had to pick it, I would play Dallas, but I'm not giving it out as a pick. I'm just giving you the lean as to where I am for this game. I would say that one bet I did make, and it's -150. It's a little juicy, but Andy Dalton to throw an interception in this game. Again, -150. Dalton's thrown at least 1 INT in every start he's made this year. He's made 3 starts. He's thrown 2 picks, 1 pick, and 1 pick. Right? That's number 1. Number 2, I believe Washington ranks 9th in the NFL in interceptions this season. So they've been pretty good in the secondary, and they generate pressure. They do have a pretty good defense. It might not be a great defense, depends on what you think, but I think at some point Dalton boneheads his way into at least 1 interception in this game. I'll lay the -150 on that. So that's where we stand for tomorrow's card. That's it. It's just 3 picks. I'm playing the Lions plus the 3. Lions, money line first quarter, which is plus 110, and Andy Dalton throws an interception. I did like the Steelers, but now that game's been moved, the extra rest. We have to figure out what's good with COVID and how that's going to play. We'll talk about that one Sunday morning. So those are the 3 picks. Let me just go ahead and indicate this because I had a bunch of notes and then that game got canceled. 1, 2, 3. 3 picks. College football card. Yeah, any NCAA basketball? No, nothing yet. I don't have anything on that yet. I'm still researching it, and I want to see how some of this plays out early in the season. If I did, I'd let you know, though. 3 games. Let's start with Friday's game. Notre Dame, North Carolina, over 68 points. This is going to be a total shootout. North Carolina averaging 40 points per game this season. They have a great offense. We saw it a few weeks ago against Wake Forest in a bet that I made that I didn't end up winning. They had a chance to cover late. It's a long story, but didn't cover. But part of this goes on to the North Carolina defense, which has just been terrible. In fact, I had notes on this, and I opened up the wrong file. So let's go ahead and get this one out here. It's not going to be in that one either. Wait. It is in this one. All right, North Carolina, 40 points plus in 5 of their last 6 games, averaging 43 points per game this season. The offense can move. The offense can move for sure. The defense, though, different story, giving up 34 points per game since week 1, which was a game against Syracuse that they played. Syracuse stinks. I threw that one out, 34 points per game. Notre Dame has been throwing the ball more the last few weeks since that Clemson win, or including that Clemson win. They can put up points. They're definitely going to put up points against this crap defense. And defensively, as good as they've been, they've given up some points as of late. 40 to Clemson a few weeks ago. They gave up the 31 to Boston College their last time out. Maybe it was a bit of a letdown spot there coming off that Clemson win. But regardless, they can be scored against. High total, 68. I'm going over. I could see this game being 44-40, right? I think North Carolina is going to give Notre Dame a run for its money. I'm not betting the side because I really don't trust North Carolina to close in a big spot. I do like this to go over 68 total points. Moving to Saturday, West Virginia plus 10.5. Probably my favorite college bet as of right now. Love the spot. Mountaineers have had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. They're playing Oklahoma. Oklahoma's off that big in-state rivalry win against Oklahoma State. So maybe a little partying, maybe a little bit of a letdown here. West Virginia, 2 weeks to get ready and focus on Oklahoma. West Virginia has the best defense in the Big 12. They're not even giving up 20 points per game. These guys run, they're disciplined, and they tackle. It's a really good defense. Maybe Oklahoma exposes them a little bit, but they did hold Texas to 17 points a few weeks back. They lost that game, but they covered that game. Keep that in mind. In addition, West Virginia's been very good at home this season. 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread. And Jarrett Dagey, the quarterback, has been good with the football. No interceptions in any of his last 4 games. So the offense is a bit of a concern. If this is a shootout, I'm not sure West Virginia can keep pace. But look at the spot. 2 weeks to get ready against an opponent that's off a huge win. You're catching double digits plus, 10.5 at home. You've been great at home. You play very good defense. I like the opportunity there, playing West Virginia. And then finally, I don't like it as much, but I am going to lay it with Alabama over Auburn Saturday in the Iron Bowl. 24.5. Nick Saban's not going to be there, tested positive for COVID. Apparently this time it was real or not a false positive. He showed some mild symptoms, so he's not going to be on the sidelines. Still want to lay the points here. So since Saban took over, 2007, I think it was, Alabama's lost to Auburn 5 times. Last year was the 5th time. In the previous 4 times where they lost to Auburn, they came back the next year to win all of them. 4-0, cover the spread each time, 4-0 against the spread, and they won those games by an average of 26 points per game. Okay? So there are some people, they don't really believe in the revenge angle when it comes to sports. They think that factor is like already baked into the line, so there's no real edge. Makes sense. Some might not think that there's no actual evidence of a revenge angle. Right here's proof positive. I'm not saying that means it applies to everybody, but it's clear that Saban and the Tide, when they lose to Auburn, they're going to make it a point to win that game the following year. They know the value of the in-state rivalry. That's something that Jim Harbaugh, it's like lost on him. Like you got to win that Ohio State game every now and again, or you can't keep the job. People in Michigan are embarrassed. Like Saban's not going to win them all against Auburn. Auburn's not going to lose them all against Alabama. But when you lose one as Alabama, you're going to come back the next year, you're going to handle your business. That's what they've proven year in and year out. Winning that game the year after a loss by an average of 26 points per game. This year they're 7-0 and they're winning by an average of 30 points per game to begin with. And they might want to pad the stats a little bit with Mac Jones. try to get them that Heisman Trophy. I don't think Auburn is as good as the record indicates. They're 5-2. They got officiating help against Kentucky, against Arkansas, and at the end of the South Carolina game. The record shouldn't be 5-2. And if it wasn't, and those wins they got were flipped to losses, they'd be what? 2-5. And what would the spread be then? See what I'm saying? So I don't like it as much anymore because Saban's not going to be there, but I still like him to cover, so I am going to bet it. So that's it. That's the stream. We're going to lay 3 with the Lions tomorrow. No. Get 3. We're getting 3 with the Lions. Excuse me. Lions +3. Lions to win the first quarter +110. Andy Dalton to throw an interception -150. That's it for the NFL card. Friday, we're going over 68 points, Notre Dame, North Carolina. Saturday, we're getting 10.5 with West Virginia over Oklahoma. And we are laying 24.5 with Alabama over Auburn. Thank you for watching. If there's any questions, fire away. In terms of the over in that game, that's where I would lean. I see no reason to believe Alabama won't get there 40+. Question is how much Auburn gives you, right? I wouldn't play the under. I'd say that. Absolutely. We'll be back Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. We'll do the full NFL rundown. That'll include the Ravens-Steelers game, unless that game's a night game. When did that get moved to? Is that just Sunday or is that Sunday night? If it's Sunday night, it'll be part of the Sunday night live stream, which is we go live at the conclusion. So Houston, are you going to fade? Can't blame you. Picks have been terrible. Good luck with the fades. At least it means someone wins if I lose. As soon as so we're 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific for the Sunday morning feed. We go through everything except the Sunday night game, which we do at the conclusion of the final afternoon game. As soon as the last afternoon game goes final, we go live and we preview that game. Thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. Most importantly, be safe out there this weekend. I know a lot of people can't travel and get together with their families. Whatever you're doing, I'm not here to judge. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Be smart. Don't drink and drive. Let's enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you get some time off. Hopefully we pick some winners. But in the grand scheme of things, we'll do what we can. So Ravens game is TBD. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate that. Sunday, we'll find out what time. Over under on bottle of wine. Oh, I'm going to the liquor store right after this. I'm going to get everything I need. Doing caviar and champagne tonight. Pinot Noir all day tomorrow. Mimosas tomorrow morning. Getting it in. I haven't had back-to-back off days in 4 months. I actually have 2 days off tomorrow and Friday, although I'm still actually doing some stuff. So whatever. Enough of that. Thanks, everybody. Have a great holiday. I'll see you Sunday morning.